Hi friends, I hope you're doing well. Today I'm so excited because I'm going to be finally trying out the brand new Makeup by Mario Ethereal Eyes Moonlight palette. I'm sure you guys remember the original Ethereal Eyes palette that launched last year, was it? I'm pretty sure. Looks like this, okay, took over the internet by storm. I'm so sad that this is limited edition, and I'm pretty sure the second edition is as well, but this one I had to buy, like I bought it immediately, and I have been dying to sit down and film with it, and I finally get to today. So this is obviously very much a similar energy to the first version, but it's got a little bit more of a sultriness to it. Oh my gosh, look how stunning this is. You still get lots of really beautiful neutrals, but I think what stands out here is the navy blue and obviously like the matte black, because in this palette, the first one, the darkest shade was actually the brown. So you can see here, side by side, let me get a better hold of these, hold on. You can see here that the original one is definitely lighter and more of a brown color scheme. This one has a little bit more neutrals in it, where this palette has a little bit more of like the cool tones in it. Looks like it has the same amount of mattes and toppers, just kind of rearranged a little bit. Also, I'm noticing the packaging is different. So on the first palette, it's a little bit of a heavier metal, like aluminum, and this one feels plastic, which is interesting. I don't know if that was for pricing reasons or if they had like something faulty happen with this package, I don't know, but you can see this mirror is much thicker than this one. Honestly, I like the lighter weight feel of the second one, and it seems like the mirror is still the same great quality and same size. And the pan sizes are the same as well. So this palette is more on the pricey side. It's $68, which, you know, is as much as a big Natasha Denona palette, but I love this palette so much, or I love the first one so much, I didn't even bat an eye when I bought this. However, I love spending my money on makeup, honestly. We're gonna do a look with this today. I'm really excited to play with more of the cool tones. I feel like I have to dip into the navy blue matte color in here. So let's get right into it. I did do my brows off camera and I applied a tiny bit of the Tarte concealer on my eyelid. I'm now gonna take a little bit of powder. I'm just gonna use my Huda Beauty powder and do a really light dusting of that all over the lid, and I'm actually even gonna put it in the brows as well to kind of set the brow pencil. And then I feel like my eyelids are perfectly prepped for this gorgeous eyeshadow palette. All right, let's start off with a lighter shade. I'm gonna go into this color right here, and we're gonna start with this just all over, or all throughout the crease, I guess I should say. It looks a little bit lighter in the pan, so I kind of went in a little too heavy, I feel, but it's buffing out beautifully. So I'm just gonna sit here for a second and blend that out. I'm currently dealing with a little bit of jet lag. I actually just got back from Korea, you guys. And I am so excited to share more with you, and I will share a lot more with you in an upcoming video because I did such a huge beauty haul when I was there. So I'm thinking of filming kind of like a K-beauty haul video of like the makeup and skincare that I picked up while I was there. But anyways, I was so excited to come home to this palette, and I've been like dying to sit down and film. Next, we're gonna go into this color right here. This is such a lovely shade right here. It's got like a little bit of a mauve slash taupe undertone to it. And we're gonna start kind of building up the intensity on that outer portion of the lid using this color. I'm trying to decide how I wanna use the navy blue because I feel like I could obviously use it all over kind of as an eyeshadow, but then the other half of me is like, what if I kept it really close to the lash line as almost like a little navy shadow liner? Now that I said that out loud, I think that's what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna take this tiny little brush and I'm gonna dip into the navy blue. I'm gonna do this before any shimmer shades so that I can really like smudge this into the lash line. But I'm basically gonna do just that. I'm gonna take a little bit at a time and really just buff this into the lash line. I am gonna bring it out a little bit, and I'm not too worried about how it looks here because we can clean that up in just a second. But I just wanna like really smudge this into the lash line as a shadow liner. I think it's gonna look so pretty, especially once I add mascara and everything. So obviously it's getting a little bit higher than where I would normally apply like a liquid liner, but I think that's the beauty of a shadow liner, and I actually prefer how it's able to like kind of blend into the top eyelid a little bit better. I'm trying to take it into the inner corner as well, just a little bit. Oh, I think that's gonna look so pretty once there's mascara and everything. I'm really happy about that situation. So I'm gonna do the same thing on this eye until everything looks cohesive. I'm really liking how that looks right up against the lash line. I actually think this is a really great way to wear this color because maybe you really like all the other shades in the palette, but the navy blue, you're like, I don't know how to use that, or like, I don't think I would use that. Using it as a shadow liner is gonna be really, really great because you can get that really nice navy blue hint, but it's not gonna overpower the look or look too crazy. So now I'm gonna take my, actually, no, we're gonna do some sparkles, then we'll do the cleanup because there's probably gonna be some fallout. So let's see. I'm honestly wanting to go a little bit more taupey silvery, so I'm gonna take this color right here above the navy blue, and I'm gonna start to apply this on the center of the lid and then also on the very outer portion of the lid because I want to layer in the lighter sparkly color on more of the inner portion in just a second. I think this is where the Ethereal Eyes palette really shines, is in their little toppers. I love a good eyeshadow topper, you guys know. So anytime I can incorporate a little glitter, even into my everyday routine, like I do it. I love it. Okay, then I want to take this color. This is like the lightest topper shade and it has a little bit of blue in there, which I think is gonna really, really complement the blue shadow liner that we have and make it a little bit more like frosted. Ooh, I love the blue little reflect in there. It's not unwearable. It's actually like kind of a green blue, which is really interesting. So pretty. I'm gonna press that onto the inner portion of the lid as well. I really wish that these palettes weren't limited edition. Maybe they'll bring back the first one. Maybe they're gonna change the packaging and then make it permanent, you know, since they already updated it with this one. I hope so, because I feel like everybody loves these from Mario. I feel like that looks so pretty. Okay, I kind of want to add just a little bit more of that navy back into the lash line to just softly re-intensify that blue so it doesn't get lost beneath the sparkle too much. All right, now I'm gonna take my makeup wipe and I'm just gonna clean up any of the fallout and also really perfect that shadow wing. I'm just gonna use my fingernail underneath the makeup wipe to do that. And then I always take my finger, press down the shadow line right here so it's a little bit more blended. I want a lot of lashes, so I'm gonna take my Tarte XL tubing mascara. I've been really into this lately because it just gives really voluminous lashes, which is great for a look like this. So I'm just gonna take a minute to build that up on the top lashes only, and then we'll do complexion. Now that I've got mascara on, I feel like I can bring up that deeper shadow. So I'm using the same color that I had in the transition shade, and I'm just kind of like bringing it closer to the brow. Sometimes I feel like I don't bring it high enough, so I'm just gonna add a little more to kind of make up for it. And then honestly, I think I can take a little bit more of that bluish topper and kind of like bring that higher too. Yeah, I like that. Like I'm kind of letting it taper into the brows a little bit, just slightly. But I think that looks better for some reason. Okay, let's do complexion really quick. I'm gonna use this Beauty Blender primer today just to slightly smooth the pores and hydrate the skin. For foundation, I think I'm gonna use this one. This is the Fenty Beauty Soft Lit Foundation. I've actually only used this like once or twice. Actually, I used it because it won an Allure Best of Beauty award. So that's what made me try it initially. But I feel like the finish of this is gonna be really nice for this look because it's got a little bit more of a glow to it. I'm just gonna press that in with my sponge. To sculpt the skin, I'm gonna use this Dior contour stick. This is the Dior Forever Skin Contour Sculpt Stick in the shade Light. And what I really have been liking about this is how cool toned it is, which I feel like for this type of a look is just gonna be perfect. What I don't love is it's fragranced, which tends to be the case with every Dior product. I really don't like fragrance in my complexion products. Anything that I'm gonna put on my face, I just prefer it to be fragrance free, but you know, I've still been wearing this because it really is a nice formula and a nice color for me, so I'm gonna apply this all over to just sculpt and shape the face. I'm making sure to take it down the jawline a bit and a little bit on the sides of the neck and then also down the sides of the nose. I've been doing contour before concealer for a while now because I feel like I'm super lazy with my contour. So I find that if I do it first, then the concealer under my eyes can kind of help sculpt out my nose better than doing it the other way around. It's kind of like my lazy girl hack, but it works for me. And then also I feel like I don't apply as much concealer when I've already got bronzer on. I don't know. All right, for concealer, we're gonna do the Tarte Creaseless Creamy Concealer, which is my current favorite, honestly. I'm gonna do just a bit under the eyes, we'll do some on the chin, and then I also always like to kind of carve out the cheeks a bit with that. I'm gonna start blending that out with a brush first. That way I can be a little more precise when coming up on the sides of the nose. It just helps me with placement. I'm taking what's left and applying just a little bit on the forehead, and then I'm gonna go in with my sponge just to really smooth everything out. And I also like to kind of go on top of the contour so it's not like a straight line on the sides. I like my makeup to be extremely blended, and I find that that helps to kind of put a little bit of the concealer over top, just a tiny bit, so that nothing looks too harsh. When I placed my order on Sephora, I also picked up the Makeup by Mario Powder Puff, which I realized I should have used the Mario powder on my eyelids because that's what I'm planning on using on my face. You don't have to use 2 powders, you can use just one, but I've heard good things about this powder puff and I'm a sucker for a good powder puff, so here it is. I'm so excited to use this. I'm gonna take this with the Makeup by Mario powder. This is the Surreal Skin Soft Blur Setting Powder in the shade Fair Pink. Okay, and I'm gonna take this and lock in that concealer under the eyes. Ooh, this is a very bouncy powder puff. It's extremely like flexible. I don't know. It's like not as firm as some of the other ones that I usually use, which is kind of interesting. But together with this powder, it's really creating a nice airbrushed effect, which I love. I'm focusing most of this airbrushed effect. Did I say that right? Airbrushed effect? Yeah. In the center, jet lag, I'm telling you. In the center of the forehead and basically the center of the whole face. So like the T-zone. And then I'm just gonna take a fluffy brush with a little bit of that same powder, just a tiny bit, and kind of dust that on the outskirts of town. Oh. Okay, and then I always take my sponge, which is kind of a interesting step, but I like to press my powder in with my sponge after a puff. I think that we're ready to go back to the eyes now. We're gonna start off with that navy blue color. Honestly, we don't need that much for the lower lash line. I'm thinking the littlest bit is gonna go a very long way. So I took a bit on that same brush and I'm gonna first tap it into the back of my hand just to make sure that I'm not overdoing it and to also lessen the chance of fallout. So I'm gonna really smudge this right into the lash line, obviously keeping the line a bit thicker toward the outer corner versus the inner corner. Same thing on this side. I honestly think like having the navy on the lower lash line is what's really gonna make this look special. So I almost feel like it's more obvious on the lower lash line than it is the top lash line, at least for me. And then honestly, I don't think we need much more than just that sparkly blue color, which I'm gonna use on a brush this time. I'm actually taking the same brush that we used with the navy. I'm gonna take a bit of setting spray. This one is the NYX Face Glue Setting Spray. And we're gonna take that along the inner third of that lower lash line. I think that's just gonna add something really magical to the look. You obviously do risk a little more fallout putting glitter on the lower lash line, but you know, there's something ethereal about a little bit of fallout, you know? Having a little glitter all over the face. But setting spray will help tame it a little bit. I'm really loving that. Now I'm feeling like I want like a navy blue liner in the waterline. Is this a navy blue? I think it is. I need to sharpen this, but I'm feeling like maybe we just go for it. If I can find a sharpener. Here's one. Okay. This is a double-ended eyeliner from Charlotte Tilbury. And it's got a really beautiful matte blue on one side and then like a shimmery blue on the other. Wait, I was gonna use the matte blue. Yeah, because this one's too cobalt. Okay. I'm gonna take the matte blue liner and I'm gonna line the waterline really lightly with that. Oh, yeah, just to have like a little soft hint of blue. I really like that. Okay, we're gonna take the same. Somehow in the last like 5 minutes, I misplaced my mascara. Oh wait, I found it. I don't know how this happens. All right, we're gonna do lower lash mascara using the same Tarte mascara. I'm gonna do a slightly lighter layer on the lower lash line, just so it's not too heavy. But since we've got makeup on the lower lash line, I always like to do a little hint of lower lash mascara. I love how that blue eyeliner looks because it's not too much. Like I didn't layer it up to where it looks like a black liner. It just really matches the shadow liner that I have underneath. Very happy with how things are looking right now. Okay, let's dive into a little bit of a powder bronzer. I want a tiny bit more of a powder sculpt. So I'm gonna take this one from Hailey's Beauty. This is a great powder bronzer. This is their smoothing contour powder in the shade Light. Kind of matches or gives a similar vibe to the Dior cream, in the sense that it's not too warm. So it's gonna really match the vibe that I'm going for, which is leaning a little more cool tone today. I'm really into this kind of icy eye trend. Did you guys see the new Huda Beauty palette that just launched as well? I think it's called Icy Eyes. I'm dying to try that one too. But I'm really into it. Especially for winter coming up, I think it's the perfect trend. All right, now we're gonna do blush. I'm gonna use my Moira Beauty Baked Blush in the shade Paradise. When in doubt, use Paradise. I feel like when you don't know which blush shade to use for a look, Paradise always works, at least for me. It's always like a go-to for me. I'm just gonna do a bit of that on the cheeks using my blush brush, also from Moira Beauty, which is my beauty brand if you guys didn't know. I'm sure most of you probably do, but this is the most beautiful baked formula. Somehow this formula like blurs the skin but also leaves a really healthy glow, which was what I was going for with this. I wanted something that could do both, and this really does. Okay, now for lips. First, I'm gonna wipe off any foundation on the lips, and then for lip liner, I'm such a huge fan of cool tone lip liners, especially with a look like this. I think it's gonna be great. I'm gonna use Makeup Forever Total Taupe, which is basically like a contour color for your lips. And this one actually isn't too cool toned. They have another one, I think, oh, what is it called? Is it Endless Cacao that's more cool toned than this? I wanna say it's that one. This one's actually like slightly warmer, but I think it works. And then I'm gonna take one of my new shades of Effortless Lips, which is Daisy. This is such a beautiful light nude that again is just one of those colors that I feel like goes with everything. I'm just gonna do a pretty light layer of that. I feel like the brows need a little touching up, so I'm actually gonna take a brow pen. I don't know what it is. I feel like this look needs a feathery brow to complement it, so I'm gonna add in a little bit of this Maybelline brow pen to redefine the brows a bit. I feel like this look needs a touch of like a silvery gloss, and then I was like, where can I find that? Lo and behold, on my desk is this right here. I think this is gonna be perfect. This is the Gisou lip oil. I think it's the coconut one, but it's basically silver sparkle. Let's see, this needs to be mixed a little bit. I think just a hint of this on the center of the lips is gonna really complete the look. Let's see. Yeah, just a tiny bit to give the lips like a hint of frost to match the eyes. Ah, yes, that really did it. All right, I'm assessing the situation, adding more bronzer, but I overall really like how this look has turned out. I love the more like silvery blue sparkle on the eyes. Let's do a little bit of setting spray. Let's see. I'm not like going anywhere today, so I don't need my makeup to last forever. I just want to feel good, so I'm gonna use the M Cosmetics Divine Water. This will add a little bit of glow, but it's mostly like hydrating and it smells so good. I just love using it. I'm gonna let that sink in a bit and then press it into the skin with my sponge. And then I'm gonna use, I still have my makeup bag packed from Korea. I'm like digging through for some of these products. But I'm gonna use the Rare Beauty Brow Gel to kind of match the feathery brow look that I'm going for. All right, you guys, so that completes this eye look slash makeup look using the new Makeup by Mario Ethereal Eyes Moonlight palette. You know, I love this palette. I really am so happy with how the look turned out. Obviously, I need to try the other shades, although I already kind of know I'm gonna be able to really enjoy and get use out of the other shades. I feel like the blue was the color, and even this topper color that had that blue undertone to it, those were the ones that I was the most curious about. So I'm so happy with how this look turned out. It's very wearable. You obviously would have the ability to do something way more intense than what I did, but I always like to show you guys, especially with the first test of a palette, I usually like to go with a look that I feel like is wearable, approachable, even good for every day. This is obviously a little bit more, you know, elevated. You could get away with this on an everyday basis though, but I really loved using the navy shadow as more of an eyeliner for this look. I think it made it super wearable, and it makes me very excited for like holiday parties, you know what I mean? This is gonna be a gorgeous palette for winter and honestly year round, because you do have so many of those neutrals in here as well, and you also have toppers that do lean a little bit more warm. I'm excited about it. I feel like it offers something different still than the first palette, just because it's way more cool toned, and I feel like I've just learned to really love cool tones, and actually I feel like more neutral leaning cool tones suit me really well. And actually I had that kind of confirmed. I did a color analysis while I was in Korea, which I need to like do a video about and tell you guys what I learned in that, but it made me want to like kind of lean into cool tones a little bit more now that I know what flatters me. So anyway, that was a rant. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed this makeup look. Let me know if you want to see other looks using this palette. Let me know if there's other palettes that are launching that you want to see me create looks with. Obviously you could do something more everyday with this too, but if you guys buy this, and because it's limited edition, I would love to create more looks using it and inspire you guys to help you really, you know, get the most out of this palette. But for me, I'm a huge fan of the Ethereal Eyes palettes. It's just so my vibe. I love sparkly things. I love like an ethereal look in general. So both of these palettes I'm really, really happy about. I'm happy that I have them both. The only thing I'm unhappy about is that they're limited edition. So please make them permanent, Mario, okay? That's it for me today. If you want to check out any of the products that I used for the rest of the look as well as this palette, I will have it linked down below for you guys. I hope you guys have a fabulous day wherever you are, and I will see you in my next video. Love you. Bye.